And hello out there in Buckland. This is old Buck Dave back again. Uh,
Yeah,
and who's that? Is that?
that's me.
Oh, that's you. That's you, Dale. Dale is he's somewhere out there,
You
somewhere
know
in the
where I am?
space-time continuum.
Yeah, you know where I'm at?
Tell me where you are.
I'm in Yulee, Florida.
Yulee.
Yulee, 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 Florida, at the county's regional aquatic pavilion.
County Regional Aquatic Pavilion.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Sounds like a nice spot.
it is. It's not far from the beach and
Mm-hmm.
free Wi-Fi. So I figure I'd set
There
up
you go. It's perfect.
and get away from the old neighborhood for a while. Hey, I have a bunch of stuff I wanted to ask you. And I wanted to tell you that that when we're remote, we always tell the truth because we don't make stuff up when we're remote.
Well, we try
the old
not to make stuff up.
yeah, the old two old bucks don't make stuff
Well,
up.
there's enough true stuff out there. You don't have to make stuff up.
So I have a question for you.
Fire away.
By the way, okay, how did you learn about fire? Was it from uh, teaching, education? Was it from experience? Or was it from, let's see, what's the other option I was thinking about? Accident. So my question to you is, I'll repeat it. How did you learn about fire? By education, accident, or experience?
Yes. Well, certainly we all get educated on fire, dangers of fire, right? When we were little kids. Don't,
Right, the dangers.
don't,
Don't touch this or something like
don't
that.
touch this. Don't touch a lit match, right? Don't. So education. That was one. So yes. What was the second option?
The second is by accident or
Accident or
experience.
experience.
Yeah.
Definitely by experience. I've I've had some experiences with fire. How about
Okay,
you?
so I'm betting that's exactly right. I'm betting, and I have a point to this. I'm betting that a lot of us took the education part, and then we began to experience it, and then
We
and then by
disregarded the
accident,
education part.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then by accident we learned a lot about fire,
Mm-hmm.
and we stand this long in life with our eyebrows still intact if we survived all that. So
Generally,
so I
yeah.
have I have a little story about fire, but I do remember
Well,
some experiences with wood fires and throwing stuff in fires and trying to
oh, I go.
pick stuff out of fires
Oh
and
man.
uh,
Okay,
and
I got one for you, but go ahead. This is your
well,
this is
anyhow,
your
this is
trick.
this all started with a I was working on a grill, barbecue grill.
Right.
Yeah, a grill, typical grill. I'm not going to use the name of it. I'll call it the a Torchmaster
D-
1000.
does it rhyme with Beber? I'm going out on a
it's
limb here. I
it's
don't know.
it's a well-known grill. You can put any word in, but I'll just call it a
All
Toastmaster.
right.
I mean a Torchmaster 1000.
Torchmaster.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we discovered was, and this was a very relatively expensive one too. Had a lot of stuff on it. What we discovered was that I don't think the fuel air mixture was correct. And you don't actually, when you assemble these things or get it assembled, you don't necessarily mess with that. In fact, I don't think I've ever done that. Have you
You're
ever done
assuming
that?
that's going to be set the right way,
You assume
right?
it is, and it's usually a nice, firm blue flame. You agree?
I agree. Blue
Yeah,
flame is what you want, baby.
yeah. Blue flame is what you want. So we had a case where someone put a bunch of it wasn't pork chops, it was lamb chops or something like that on this grill, and proceeded to really burn it up. Melted a lot of the plastic on the inside, melted the igniter. Yeah, and we said, gee whiz, that must have been a horrendous grease fire, which we assumed is what caused it. So anyhow, the person operating would have never thought of that. He just closed the lid or something, but the flames basically are a yellow flame that was reaching almost to the grill from the get-go. So once you put that combustibles on it, it caused a real problem. So you're probably saying to yourself, where are you going with this fire thing?
I am saying that.
Yeah. So it
we
comes
just
down
lost
to,
3 listeners already.
yeah,
Come on.
no. So anyhow, I didn't believe him until we tried to call the company and explain what happened. And now therein lies the catch.
That had to be easy. Simple,
that was not easy. That
was not easy.
Yeah, I can branch off into another rant about calling these major corporations. So it wasn't easy, but they said, okay, we'll send you these things that you say burned. And we assembled those things and put it back in, but we could still see this giant yellow flame coming up above the grates. And I say, that can't be right. And then I said, it must be a fuel fire mixture. So all this whole fire experience has just brought back a lot of fire memories of fire. And we did not resolve this issue, by the way. They're still sending us parts to see if we can figure out how to get this flame to go back to normal. But it's been a lot of time on the phone trying to find someone that would explain it to you, because they always think it's a grease fire. So
are they going to send more plastic parts to melt down for you?
They did send some plastic parts. We put those together.
And melted down, or
no, we didn't put anything on it. We were afraid
okay.
to.
So
I managed to.
It looks nice.
Well, it's all together. We just put a warning:
nice till you use it.
Do not use on it. So this whole fire thing, I was thinking about all the issues that fire is one of those experiences that you learn when you throw a combustible onto a charcoal fire or wood fire. And I thought all the times how many times I got real close to burning myself or burning something up, or panicking when the fire got out of control. And oh my, I mean, fire is I don't do that too much anymore. I don't burn things like I used to as a kid back in the old days, but you learn fire by experience, accident, or education. So you have a story about fire too?
Yeah, let me tell you what I learned. Yeah, this was, let's see. This was when we were selling our house, and we had a burn pile that we shared with our neighbor. Our house was on a hill, so this was up the hill, kind of back in the woods. And this was obviously when I was less environmentally sensitive, having a burn pile, that is. But it was legal to burn on the weekends, so we had a lot of documents and things that we wanted to make go away. So I took them up to the burn pile and cleaning out a bunch of stuff. And I had our son, when he was younger, he was gone by this time. He used to fly these model airplanes and remote control planes. And I found in the basement a half-a-gallon jug of the fuel. All right. So it's kind of like it's like a thin syrup. All right. It's like waxy, oily. It burns.
Let me put this in. We got a burn pile.
We got a burn pile.
We got a reason to play with it, and a combustible.
And a half a gallon of combustible substance.
Yeah, we don't make this stuff up.
Yeah, this is, you kind of can guess where this is going, but put all the papers and things, and then I dumped this stuff on it. And
intentionally, by the way, right?
Intentionally, yeah. And I kind of sneakily, lit the fire, and so I was proud of myself. It didn't blow up in my face or anything. And so it's going, fire's cooking away, and I still had the empty jug in my hand. I just kind of casually tossed it uphill a little ways from the fire, and then it started rolling down the hill. And it's one of those things where everything goes into slow motion. Like it doesn't really, but you can see it in slow motion. So this thing's rolling down the hill.
It happens when you're about to have an accident. You know that, don't you?
Yeah. So
your mind puts it.
It rolls right into the burning burn pile, and as it does that, it rotates 90 degrees so that the spout is pointing directly at me. All right. And that was the perfect time for all the vapors inside there to be ignited by the burn pile. It was like, whoosh, this big flame came out. It burned all the hair below my knees off my legs. I was wearing shorts that day. Oh, man.
So I bet you there's a lot of people that have experienced that. I'm thinking there was once, you don't think that your accelerant is going to be as dangerous as you think it is.
Right, absolutely.
Right? That's rule number one. Whatever accelerant you think you're going to
broke that rule.
You're going to use,
Yeah.
It's not going to be as bad, and then you end up with this huge flame or a big burst or something like that.
Yeah, I forgot the gravity does take things downhill. So I,
So you didn't intentionally want to throw that whole jug on there, or just happen to roll by the fire and burn you.
I better get this away from the fire, So so I tossed it up the hill, and here it comes. It's like,
there's got to be some other burn. Yeah,
one
fire
of those
stories.
Oh, that was the one I remember though.
There has to be some other fire stories out there somewhere that people could they can write to BUCKSTWOOLD.
Yeah, tell us
at gmail.com.
Tell us your
fire story. How you learned about fire.
How you learned about fire.
So anyhow, we were working on this thing, and I had an experience with this project, trying to call the manufacturer and get an expert on how to resolve this issue so we could use it safely. But I also had an experience with Comcast, with the cable company again. And for some reason, I wanted to speak to Verizon about
a phone. So you called Comcast because you wanted to speak to Verizon?
No, actually, I never got through to any of them. I was on the phone for so long, I could not get through to any of them. I just gave up and sort of figured it out most myself, how to make the phone stuff work. But I'm convinced that that companies and some governments or whatever, they just really don't want to talk to people anymore. They always give you a reference to a website or go online. They just don't want to they don't want to let you get through. You just can't work through it. If you do, you've memorized the recording. What do they say when they put you on hold?
Oh, you mean like we are experiencing higher than normal call volumes right now. It's 4 a.m. Come on. Yeah. Sure you are.
Yeah. Your wait time for this call for an attendant will be 1 hour and 30 minutes. Please leave a number if you care to. And when they say give you a call back, I'm always tempted to do that, but I know I'll be in the shower or driving, or I'll be someplace else. It's never going to be convenient to do it again. So
I did get a call back on a TV issue I had after weeks and going here and there. I got a call back. It was at 4 a.m. It was from China. It was from China.
Oh, okay.
They were calling from China to see if they could help me with my problem. It was 4 a.m.
So I had another big idea. I thought, you ever see those programs where they have challenges like obstacle courses?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, those are mechanical. Those are all physical. I said, I'll give them an obstacle course. You got 1 hour to get through to a person.
I like it.
Oh, my.
Oh, man. Did you get those 3 photographs that I sent you?
Oh, the street signs. Oh, those I did. Yeah, I saw that.
So I wanted to talk about those a little bit.
The one with the pole, the pole at a T intersection.
Yes.
With a one-way sign pointing one way and a one-way sign pointing the other way.
You're at a stop sign. You can either go left or right, and on the pole in front of you, there's one-way sign pointing left and one-way sign pointing right. Like, why did you have to tell me that? And how can they each be one way?
I figured it out.
Tell me, because I'm perplexed, man.
Well, when you get to this intersection, it's kind of an analogy of life.
Oh boy!
When you get to a certain point in life, at the end of the street, there's a stop sign. And on the pole in front of you is an arrow that says one way left and one way right. No one way. No, you can't go forward, can't go backward. Now you're at that stop sign. But that means that people won't be coming the opposite direction. If you turn left, you're going one way, and people will not be coming down that street. If you turn right,
but why do I care? Why would I care if somebody came up the street?
Well, because it's one way. You can only get out of there. You can never come in there.
Oh man!
You didn't see a picture of Rod Serling.
It's like the Matrix or something. I don't know.
But I think it actually works.
You think it works? All right.
I think it works. It has to. It's a sanctioned government entity there.
Yeah, they must. I don't know. I think they had extra signs. They didn't know what to do.
Wonder if people can picture that.
Hey, the other sign, the other picture I showed you. You notice it was a roundabout, and it was a 4-way roundabout, and it was also a four-way stop sign.
That's an oxymoron right there. You know that.
Okay. See, you bought the other one, but you're not buying this one.
No, that's. But you can't have a roundabout and a four-way stop. It's either one or the other.
Yeah,
I think.
I sent you the picture. I didn't make it up, buddy. I didn't make it up. Boy, oh boy. You can imagine what they do with that in Florida. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, roundabouts are big in Florida.
They're a roundabout challenge down there, boy.
So this one here, I think, is just an indication. It's not really a proper roundabout. Roundabouts don't have stop signs. This is just to let you know that you're going to go around a circle to go left instead of making a left. I think that's what it was. Wasn't there something in the island? Wasn't there a little island in that picture?
Yeah, in the middle of the intersection. Yeah.
And you've been on that street many times, haven't you?
I've biked on it. That's where I found it when I was biking the other day.
Mm.
And there are 2 blocks in a row that are that way. It's like, and it's a back street. It's not like there's any traffic there anyway. It's like a belt and suspenders intersection.
But you figured it out.
I figured it out. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Down there at Yulee. Well, then the latest one, I just sent you this one today. This was on another bike ride. Now this is classic Pittsburgh. Did you see the one I sent you today?
I have not, but I can look it up, I suppose.
I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
It was 2 chairs on the street in front of a row home. Now, they were not using these chairs to admire the street.
I see it now.
That's like claiming your private parking spot in front of your house.
Right. You can't park there because
that's illegal, you know. You're not allowed to do that. But the police are afraid to enforce it because it's a Pittsburgh thing. Everybody claims a spot in front of their house.
In front of his stoop.
In front of her, yeah.
In front of the stoop.
Yeah. In fact, this was several years ago when I was living in one of these neighborhoods on a narrow street. And, of course, all the old-timers there had their spot pegged. There were lawn chairs and buckets and things like that. And I came back from the store one day, and the guy didn't have his chair in his spot, and his car was gone. I thought, man, I got to park here anyway. I got too much stuff to mess around with. And his wife came out, and we were talking. We were having a nice chat, and just really nice. And she said, Tony's going to be back here pretty soon. You better get out of that spot. Ooh. Okay.
In a I was suggestive but not threatening way.
I was a new kid on the block, but
yeah, I think it's pretty in that area. I believe that the 2 chairs in the coveted parking lot in front of your stoop is pretty serious business. And if you move them or park there, you risk having the chairs stuck to your window.
Yeah. And one of the neighbors moved one day, like the day he was gone. I put a chair in his spot. It was not my spot, so I was part of the system.
The chair represented enough authority that you could stick a chair there and get away with it. Yeah. Yeah. That's the power of the chair. No, I was thinking the other day about our space travel thing again. Not to jump back to that.
Yeah, you mean with Elon and?
Well, Elon sent the boys up there. They actually qualified for as space cadets, didn't they?
He did it big time, yeah.
Yeah, that was space cadet. They get the wings.
He made the other 2 guys look like.
And did
cadets.
You see that Captain Kirk is going to make it into space? The original Star Trek.
What do you think of that, boy? Finally get him up there.
Oh, how old is he? Like 90? He's not that old, is he?
Oh, I don't know. He's older than you. I know that.
Yeah, he's older than us. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm older than you too.
That's right. So anyhow, I saw that. I said, isn't that finally they're going to let you know what I was thinking would be cool is if you'd put his Star Trek uniform on when he's up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I still watch that. I think I've watched every episode about 30 times.
Yeah. Wow. I've not. I was never a huge fan of it. I liked watching it, and there was always really another story behind the story.
Yeah, it was a moral. There was a moral to it.
There was a moral to the story. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of nothing in particular, we got a couple letters from afar. They're kind of in a similar vein, actually. we got a lot of response on my story about my my heart disease and
Oh, really?
the coronary artery calcium CAT scan that I took. Several people have sent me a note and said, boy, thanks very much. I'm going to get that test. And a couple people have already actually gotten the test and ended up being put on statins. Numbers weren't as bad as mine, but they were surprised. So
Statin worthy.
Statin worthy, yeah.
Yeah.
And the Red River Gorge story got some interesting feedback as well. Some people say, a lot of people said, well, maybe 5 or 6 said, boy, I never heard of that place. I'd like to maybe give it a try someday. So that was the objective there. And then we got a note from one woman, and I just got this like an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't get a chance to see this one. And she said, I lived a little bit east of there, or I used to live a little bit east of there. Great part of the country. Nobody knows about it. Best time to go is October. Weather's nice, cool, leaves are turning. She says it's spectacular.
I mentioned that to somebody, and I said, did you ever think about going there? And they said, and I told them where it was. It was Kentucky, right?
Yep, Kentucky.
Yeah, and he said, I didn't think it. I thought the Red River Gorge is out somewhere out west. And I said, no. I said, I thought so too, but they said it's really, really pretty. So apparently it's one of those well-known, unknown places.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, here's another unknown place.
Mm-hmm.
A similar vein. It's called Hocking Hills, Ohio. You think of Ohio, you think flat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Hocking Hills is a beautiful area. It's near Athens, Ohio. It's near where Ohio University is. Not Ohio State, Ohio University.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a gorge, and it's got waterfall. It's beautiful, beautiful. Nice places to stay there. I haven't been there for a few years, but I remember a bunch of us stayed in a big old log cabin there, laid out on the grass at night and watched the satellites go overhead. It was a nice clear sky. So another hidden gem.
When you can see the sky. Oh, that's interesting.
You can see the sky. You can count the satellites.
Probably can't do it now. Maybe when you did it, you must have been a bit younger.
Well, I wasn't that long ago. Maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, okay. That's close enough. It wasn't when you were a teenager or something like that.
No.
You've done an amazing amount of traveling. I got to give you credit for, turning left and just checking stuff out down the road and discovering all this stuff, even if you didn't do it intentionally. And then, of course, on your bike, for all the bikers out there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, every nook and cranny and every side alley, and oh my soul, just leave you in the city for a couple months and you can get around blindfolded.
Yeah, I was doing a little exploring actually through the alleys this morning on my bike. Yeah, just went out by myself and just a low speed, poking here and there, finding things. So what else do you have to tell us here today? What's going on down in Ukulele, Florida? Ukulele.
It's Yulee.
It's the county regional.
It's the county's regional aquatic pavilion.
Aquatic pavilion. Okay.
Yeah. It's not far from the water.
Yeah.
And it's up near the Georgia border. So that's a nice place too.
Nice area.
It's kind of very touristy. I think they have a lot of along the road along the beach area. There is a lot of I can't think of the name of those places. What do they do? Where they rent out. Oh, my soul. My mind is.
There's places where they rent out.
No, they rent. It's like, not a hotel, but not a club. Come on, Dave, help me out here.
It's not a hotel and it's not a club.
But you can rent. You can rent places there.
Like cabins or?
Not cabins. There's a name for it, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know where we're going here.
Okay, if you're on the beach.
Okay,
here we go.
Sounds like.
No, it sounds like.
All right, we're on the beach.
You rent a hotel.
Wind's blowing.
Yeah, you rent a hotel, or you rent a room in a beach, and there's many, many, many other rooms there being rented. It's like a timeshare. That could be.
Would it be a timeshare? Or?
It could be a timeshare. I'm thinking maybe that's what they are. And the fact that I've been forgetting a lot of stuff like that lately is starting to scare me. I just lose a name. So
It happens. It happens.
Anyhow, that's what's out there. I know.
Okay.
Sometimes I just can't put a name on it.
Speaking of Amor Tolls, you remember him, A Gentleman in Moscow?
I do.
We were just talking about travels. Yeah.
The author. Yeah.
Yeah, the author. Yeah, he just posted a bunch of stuff on some notes that he made on the reading of the book, and and one of the notes was about the Metropole Hotel and how he got the whole idea.
Using that as
the premise of the book. Yeah.
As the prison.
And it brought back nice memories when I was there in '92 and remembering all the stuff that he described in the book.
Were you actually in that?
Lobby bar. I stayed there. Yeah, I stayed there for about a week.
Soul.
Yeah.
Where haven't you been?
It was nice. It was very nice.
I'm going to call Elon and tell him to send you to the moon.
I was at the Metropole. Yeah. Hey, I do want to say one thing. Anybody that's got a birthday coming up, happy birthday to you. I know there's got to be somebody out there. There's got to be some buck or vixen out there somewhere who's got a birthday coming up, maybe through the weekend. I don't know.
That's right. The two old bucks do want to wish a happy birthday to an individual that's who's the last one and to have his birthday, and he joins the group, huh? Isn't that it?
Oh, you're talking about old Buck Tom.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. His birthday was a couple days ago. I got some bad news for you. You missed it.
It was in September?
It was September 25. Yeah. So today is officially what, September? We're actually
29th.
This recording September 29th. So Saturday's October 2nd. So there's got to be somebody with a birthday Saturday. So happy birthday to you, whoever you are, wherever. I'm just going out on a limb here.
Yeah, I think we can wish happy birthday anytime. We'd probably catch somebody.
It would probably work, yeah.
That's like, you ever notice the weatherman, every time he gives a number, it's always for somebody particular. He says, if he has a temperature of 86, there's always somebody that can enjoy that because it's for that person. Today's 75, it's somebody's birthday. So,
hey, well, you know what I think? It's time for the Bucks to say goodbye.
Yeah. Time for Bucks. This is old Buck Dale from down in Yulee.
Down in Yulee at the
saying thank you
community,
for listening. And
community rat and what was it, community?
I'm broadcasting from the county's regional aquatic pavilion.
All right, fair enough. Hey, anyway, this is old Buck Dave saying, take care, everybody.
And old Buck Dale saying bye-bye.
See you next time.